Hello everyone and welcome back to JavaScript lessons on Codecademy. So last time we started looking at functions. Today we will hopefully be seeing how we can practically use them and why they're so useful. So the DRY principle, which stands for don't repeat yourself principle, is really important in programming. You shouldn't need to repeat yourself. But if you are repeating yourself, then make sure that you write a function that makes it so that you don't have to repeat yourself as much. The place where you are not repeating yourself, i.e. the small places that you have to change each time, but the majority of the code, where the majority of the code stays the same, you need to put in the the part that changes needs to be the parameter, and the part that stays the same needs to be in the curly brackets, or the same part in the repeatable part of the function. So let's see how we can do this for this task. You are a creature of habit. Every week you buy 5 oranges, but orange prices keep changing. So, let's see what we can infer from this. So, if we are a creature of habit, we need to make a function because we repeat something. Every week you buy 5 oranges, so every week we need to buy 5 oranges, but orange prices keep changing. So, our parameter is going to be the price of the orange. Let's see what we need to do, what the actual task is. You want to declare a function that calculates the cost of buying 5 oranges. Okay. You then want to calculate the cost of all the 5 altogether. Sorry. Write a function that does this called orange cost. So we need to do variable orange cost equals function, and I will call this cost. Then we have the curly brackets and the semicolon. So it should take a parameter that is the cost of an orange and multiply it by 5. So total cost equals cost times 5. It should log the result of the multiplication to the console. Okay, so console.log total cost. Or we could have just done in here cost times 5, but I prefer doing it like this because I think it's a lot clearer. Then what we need to do is call the function where oranges each cost $5. So orange cost, we call it where each costs 5. And then we need semicolons in proper positions. So if we save and submit, 5 times 5 is 25, which is why 25 gets printed out. So that's one way that you can use functions in programming for as an example. So let's move on. Return keyword. Nice job. Now when we call a function, we don't always want to just print stuff. Or sometimes you don't really want to do anything with it. Sometimes we just want it to return a value. We can then use that value, i.e. the output from the function, in other code. Let's learn about the return keyword, then we'll see how to use functions with an if-else statement in the next exercise. So the return keyword simply gives the programmer back the value that comes out of the function. So instead of printing it, you just get it back. So the function runs, and when the return keyword is used, the function will immediately stop running and return the value. So basically, it's kind of like a variable in that when you call the function with a parameter, it's going to return whatever the function did to it. Like, for example, a number might return 5. The function might also return 5 because of the things that it might have done to the input parameter. If that confuses you, don't worry about it, because we have an example now. In our example, we have a function called times2 that takes in a number and returns the number multiplied by 2. So, on line 7, after the equal sign, call the function times2 with any parameter you want. So, var new number equals times2. With a number, let's do 80. Line 8 prints out new number. Notice how the value we return from times2 is automatically assigned into new number. So because we returned it here, that's our function, we do return. We don't print anything out in the function yet. But then we store whatever this function returns, which in this case is going to be 80 times 2, which is 160, and we store 160 into new number, and then we print new number. So we still get 160 printed out, but we've done it in a different way. Instead of printing it in the function, we've printed it outside of the function. Sometimes this can be more useful than actually printing it in the function, because you might not want your function to just print. You might want it to do some other more complicated things that doesn't require you to print anything, but still you are still repeating yourself. So let's move on. Functions, return, and if else. When we call a function, its return value is just the result from running the function. That value can then be used just like any other value in JavaScript. Look at the if statement starting on line 7. The if statement is checking whether the result of calling the function named quarter is divisible by 3. So we need to define a function called quarter so here, a variable quarter, lowercase q, as I thought. Hopefully I spelled that right. Equals function. Oops, I pressed caps lock. Function with, I'll do number. Good. Then we need to put curly brackets. Oops, I did not mean to do whatever I just did. There we go. Call the function. Oh no, this function returns a value equal to 1/4 of the parameter, i.e. number divided by 4. So we need to return number divided by 4 and then have a semicolon after that. Call the function inside the if statement's condition and put in a parameter value such that the statement is true is printed to the console. So if quarter okay. So if we do 12 here, let's see. 12 divided by 4 is going to be 3, and then this is going to return 3, so 3 modulo 3 is 0, because 3 divided by 3 is 1 and there is no leftover. So this statement is true, should be printed out. Let's see, and it is printed out. So what this is trying to show us is that you can basically use a function as a variable. Hopefully you can get your head around that. If you can, programming is going to be a lot easier for you. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please click the like button and share if you like. If you didn't like it, click the dislike button. But until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.